Hey friends, it is Monday. It is time for my lunchtime live. And I know that I was MIA for a week, but we were on a kind of an end of the summer family vacation. And I'm kind of one of those, well, we are one of those people that don't really announce when we're going on vacation. And so, yeah, I was just MIA missing, but I tried to post while we were gone, even though I didn't actually come live. But I have something really cute to show you today, and I've seen this concept done with other materials, but as you know, I try to take craft ideas and then use my Stampin' Up! Products to make the fall crafts. Well, not just fall, but make crafts. And I think this one's really cute, so I hope you like it too. So we are going to jump in, and I can tell you a little bit about my vacation. My kids start school, well, my daughter starts in a week, and then my son starts in, 2 weeks? I think 2 weeks. So we'll be moving him up to college next weekend. I'm so thankful that it is so far in person this year. So it's been his first time to go back in person in over a year. So anyway, so let's dive in. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make some pumpkins. And I have been avoiding going full pumpkin mode, but I decided we'll just go ahead and dive in and do that today. We are going to be using all kinds of ribbon. And we're not going to use all of these, but I did bring them over to show you just so that you can get an idea of some of our beautiful ribbons. So you'll see what we're going to use. But let me bring you over and we will flip you down and we will get to work. Let me see. I think I need to move this over just a little bit. There we go. Okay. So what we are using today is a beautiful at the beach sign. So this was $1 a year ago on clearance in the Target dollar spot. And I buy wood pieces like this whenever I can, whenever they're cheap, to use as surfaces. So you can use whatever surface you would like. And this, let's see, I don't have my ruler here. It's approximately 8 by 3 1/4-ish. So whatever size you want to get will work. But it's just, you know, a little wood piece. Okay, and what we are going to cover it with is, to make it look pretty, is I'm pulling in this set of Designer Series paper here. So this is the In Good Taste Designer Series paper. And it has all kinds of like wood grains and really cool, you know, background, kind of just nice basic things that you can use to build cards with. There's like a, what would you call that? You know how people use those to make backsplashes? To me, that kind of looks like a sweater. There's actually several different wood grains. Here's a light one. So you can use, and I'll have links for all of these linked at the end. I'll add my link to that. But this is a fantastic pack to get different basic backgrounds. And so I chose this piece here. The back of it is that. Isn't that pretty? That's a really trendy mosaic tile look right now. But I'm using the wood grain. And what I already did is I cut a piece that will fit this, okay? And so we'll make it just look like it's a wooden piece. And so first we will attach that. Like usual, I'm going to use Mod Podge. And this is my matte Mod Podge. I am a matte Mod Podge person. So what we're going to do is just dip in And I'm going to attach it straight to my wood piece. I personally prefer to put it on my wood piece than I do on my paper. When I do it on my paper, I usually end up making a big fat mess. So we will just get this on. Make sure to get it all the way to the edges, because otherwise your paper will lift at the edges, and you don't want that. So I'm just going to put this in the light a little bit, make sure I didn't miss anything. And obviously that doesn't need to look pretty, because you're just, it's going to be covered. Okay, that looks like it's covered. So as you know, I like to put this in a Ziploc bag so that it doesn't, my brush doesn't dry out while I'm crafting. And we'll put our lid on our Mod Podge. We don't need that anymore. Okay, and then we are going to add our Designer Series paper to this. Wow, I think I did it pretty good on the first try. So I'm going to flip it over. Yeah, look at that. All right, pretty good, Lisa. So I'm just going to press this down. Hey, Chris, how are you? Good to see you. Hey, Carol and Karen. Thanks for joining me, guys. Okay. There we go. Now I need to make sure I did this right side up. Okay, so here are the holes, because I will put a hanger in there. So I want to make sure I do it right side up. Okay, so now we have this glued down, and we will kind of make our scene. It's going to be kind of our pumpkin patch scene, okay? So I'm super excited for you to see what we're going to do. I know it's going to take a little while, so you're going to have to bear with me. But what I've done is I have an early espresso circle, and I used one of our punches. Unfortunately, all of these punches are retired, but we do have layering circle dies now. But so this is a 1.5 inch circle punch. Like I said, these are retired. I have also used a 2 inch, and then this one again is retired, but I'm just trying to show you the basic shapes. Okay, the actual shape isn't super important. It's just the basic shape. So you'll see this is kind of weird, but you'll see what it looks like, because what I'm doing is I'm going to turn it this way to make it look kind of like a gourd. Okay, so if you had like an oval, that would work really great too. All right, so I'm going to pull those back out, and that's the basic shapes that we're using to make our pumpkins. All right, so what I'm going to do with this one is I am going to pull in this ribbon here. It is called the Fine Art ribbon. Now look at this. It is like, what do you call that? Like canvas, sort of. And then with the gold in it. And I love it. So what we're going to do is, now what we're doing, ladies, let's hope that I don't burn myself during this little video. But I do have my hot glue gun today, and that's the main thing that we're using. Okay, so I just put a dab in the middle there. I'm letting it dry for a minute so that it'll attach. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to kind of unspool enough of this to make sure that we can work with it. And what I'm going to do is make a mess. Okay, what I'm going to do is just, start curling it. Okay, and what we have to do is constantly use hot glue. Now, if you wanted to use some other kind of adhesive, you could, but honestly, I think it would take you forever. And I just really honestly think that it would be annoying. Hot glue is fast and it dries so quickly that it's easy to do for crafting. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep twirling and gluing. And basically it's going to twirl around and fill in all the spaces, and you can pull it as tight or as loose as you want. And you're going to see that I've made several of these that I'll show you when I'm done here. And they all look just a little bit different. Okay, so see, if you kind of let it back out, then it gets a little bit bigger, like a looser wrap. Or if you wanted it really tight, you could make it tight too. I feel like this is completely off center, so we will see how this comes out. Of course, when I have made them off camera, they have turned out just fine. But we will see how this turns out while you're watching me. Can you see how this is coming together? Or are my hands just totally in the way? All right. It's really kind of hard to do while I'm twirling and holding. So see how I'm just twirling, and what it wants to do is constantly come untwirled. So you just have to keep holding it and tacking it with the hot glue. I think I told you last time that my hot glue gun is ancient, and it was like $3.99 at Michael's, and it's like by far my favorite one. I actually have gotten rid of expensive ones that I've gotten because they leak and they're a mess, and my Old Faithful here is just perfect. All right, so I'm making it a little bit tighter around the outside here, and see how the shape is starting to come here, and it's going all around. Now, if you miss any places, you can just tack it back down as you go. But it's easy to come back in. But let me tack that down. And basically all we do is we just tack it all the way around until your whole base is covered. There's nothing magical about the amount of ribbon that I'm using. I just chose some different sizes of punches and shapes, just so that when we make our pumpkin patch, it'll look, you know, like there's variation. All right. This is totally coming together. All right, so I'm going to just tack it right around the edge here. And try not to burn myself. I do have some hot glue on my finger here. I think I'll just tack that down there to make sure that that doesn't fly out. Chris, you're gonna love this paper. There's so much you can do with it, especially if you're doing like harvesty type stuff. There's a lot of woodsy stuff, and then for Christmas you can do a lot of stuff too. All right, I'm gonna go right around the edge because I don't want my edge showing, you know what I mean? Like you don't want the paper showing, that would look tacky. So we're just about done here. So this particular craft, it does take a little while, but hopefully you will see that it's going to be worth it in the end because it is super cute. All right, we'll tack that down. I don't know why it curls around my finger so well, but then it's harder for me to get it curled to go on here. All right, I think that's going to be where I end it. So I'm going to just tack this right here. Give it a nice last twirl. Okay. And then I'm going to cut off the end. And we are done with that ribbon. And I am going, actually, you know what? I need to tack that right there so that it stays in place right there. We'll hold that for a second. So can you see how that is coming together? Okay, I think that's dry. Okay, and then the end, I'm just going to tack down on the back because obviously you will never see that. We will trim off this little piece that's sticking out. There. What do you think? Isn't that cute? Can you see it kind of shimmering, the gold shimmering? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make these into pumpkins. You see where I'm going with this? Okay, so what I did is this ribbon here is the Cherry Cobbler and Gold. And this is new in the new, the holiday July through December mini catalog. And I made, this is what I did with the 2-inch punch for that. Okay, so I already did that one. And then I also used this color here. It's the Just Jade and Gold. And it's like a cotton and it has a gold shimmer in it as well. Because that's kind of the trendy colors right now, you know, like people having the, like kind of the sage green. I realize this is a little brighter than sage green, but it's kind of a popular decor color right now for fall. Okay, so do you see how it's coming together? Okay, so then the next one is this color. And I am going to use this diamond weave ribbon. This is new in the holiday mini catalog as well. And let me tell you, it is my absolute favorite. I have used it for, pretty much everything. Actually, I'm doing a class tomorrow night where everybody's going to get a whole spool of this with their class kit. And I know they're going to love it. Okay, so when it's the very first one, you kind of have to let it dry a second. So this is the one that I was telling you is that we're just going to do it up and down so that it's more of like a gourd shape instead of a pumpkin. And again, it's just totally our interpretation because we're using ribbon, obviously. All right. So we just got back from taking a week-long vacation to go to drive down to Southern California. And I'm here in Washington State, right on the southern border. We are right by Portland, Oregon. And so it's very common for people from around here to drive down to California. And we were just wanting to do a little getaway before everybody starts school again. And actually, we had planned this vacation last year. And then, of course, everything got canceled with the pandemic. So it was just one of those things that I just really thought would be fun for us to do with the kids. And be able to show them some classic Southern California stuff. I mean, we've been down to Disneyland and stuff before, but we haven't really taken them to do sort of classic California things. So we did spend a day at California Adventure theme park, and we did spend a day at Disneyland. My daughter, she is almost 17, but she loves Disney. She loves Disneyland. So we knew that she would love that. But the one fun, unusual thing that we did was I was able to get tickets to be in the audience to watch the taping of America's Got Talent. And that was just totally fun. When I was in college, I did spend a year down in Southern California in college, and I was able to like be on The Price is Right and what's that one? America's Funniest Home Videos, and just some of those. And I just remember loving it because it's just really fun to see kind of the behind the scenes of how they make shows. And so it was just something that I really wanted to do. And right now, most of the TV shows are not allowing live audiences. And, but this one was, you had to do all this stuff, you know, show your vaccine card or have a negative COVID test. And then you had to wear your mask the whole time, you know, just all this stuff. I mean, they're very, very strict about it. But I was able to get tickets, and it was the semifinals. And so the only bummer was that they didn't have a lot of acting. It was just a lot of voting people through, but we were seated like right next to the area where the judges sit, you know, like right by Simon Cowell and Heidi and all of them. And anyway, it was just really fun. And we spent the rest of that day in Hollywood, goofing off. And we even rented some of those Lime scooters. Have you guys ever done that? Oh my word. I was laughing at myself. My hair flying through the wind. That was what my daughter said. She's like, Mom, your hair is like flying through the wind. It was actually super fun. So anyway, okay, we are getting really close here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually not going to go on both ends. Let's see. I think I'm going to cut one of the ends off because we're not going to see the whole end. So I am just going to, this is getting to be a twisted mess. I am going to go around this one more time because see how I have a little bit left here on the edge, and we don't want any of the edge to show, right? So we will go around the edge. And we're just about done. And when you're at the edge, you pretty much have to tack everything down, otherwise it will come apart. Okay, so this is where I ended up now that I've covered the edge. So I'm just gonna, we'll do this in a minute. We'll just cut this off. You don't really need to do the bottom. And we will, this is getting too twisted. It wants to twist the opposite direction when I've twisted it so many times. Okay, I'm gonna go up here. And twist up here. You see how that's coming up here on the top? Chris is looking forward to class tomorrow. Yes. And you like the ribbon. It's just the best. You're going to love it. It's going to go with so much stuff. You are going to love it. Okay, so I'm just going to actually wind this around the back and then cover it up in the front like that. You see what I'm doing? It's just in order to get it to cover the top, and you'll see the shape difference with this, that it just looks a little bit more oblong. Okay, this is so twisted. Let's cut this off. Okay. And it's easier to see. All right, now see how that just makes it more oblong as opposed to circular. And we will glue down this end here to the back, so that's finished. And then I'm going to cut off the end here. Make sure not to cut your ribbon, but I do want to cut off all the base so that it doesn't stick out. Okay. So see how that made a little bit of a different shape, more like a gourd, as opposed to the circular pumpkins. Okay, so we're just going to kind of layer this all together and kind of create our little scene. Just kind of little, like, rearrange it. Okay, we have so many beautiful ribbons that you could literally do this in, I don't know what I want to do here. Let's see. No, I think I have to have a small over here. I think it needs to be like this. How's that? Okay. So now what we are going to do. Oh, hey, Heidi. I'm so glad you like this. I just thought it was fun and different. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, oh, I need a new glue stick. Okay. Put that right there. Hold on, let me get a new glue stick here. Okay. And then, let's see. I'm going to put this here. Let me, okay. What I did is we're going to make some stems on here, and I just got a twig out of my yard. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple twig pieces and I'm going to glue them here just to make something that will give this height so that it will stay up higher. Does that make sense? It's kind of like using our dimensionals when we make cards. I just need this to be a little bit more dimensional. So I'm going to glue those down. I haven't burned my finger yet. Okay. I know that I usually do. This is so fat. This particular ribbon is so fat. I need to make it one more height, a little bit higher. Okay. I think that'll, oh, that's perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to just blob this on with glue. I'll put some over here too. And we will put this pumpkin there. Yes, that's perfect. I love that height. Okay. And then I'm going to put this one back here like that. So we'll glob that. And yeah, let's put it about there. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to put a couple more twigs here for my dimensionals. I didn't really ever think of that before now, that it's sort of like my dimensionals. Actually, whoops, I need to put some on here too. Okay, so what do you guys think? Isn't this a fun idea for our ribbon? We have so much awesome ribbon, and it's just fun to use it in new ways. I have little glue hairs everywhere. Okay, so there are our pumpkins that really don't look like pumpkins yet. Okay, so I am going to make some little stems, and that's 3. I need 4, Lisa. Okay. Okay, so we're going to have stems, and then look at what I have. I have pre-die cut all these little pieces. Okay. So these little squiggle lines are from the hippo dies. These right here are from the, what's it called? The Stitched Star die set. So I have a couple of those. And then I just cut out a ton of little leaves with the intricate leaf set, and that's a new leaf set that is in the new holiday catalog. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we are going to put our stems, and that is a little tall, and so I need to trim it down. All right, so hold, I needed to grab these, sorry about that. All right, just a little bit too tall. So I just have some of these awesome Fiskars scissors. They're kind of like these all-purpose. Oh yes, that's perfect. Okay, actually I don't want to glue that down yet. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start making, you know how like the pumpkins have the twirlies? Who knows what that's actually called, but you know what I mean. The little twirly things that they do eventually like fall off. Okay, so my husband, we grow a huge patch every year of gourds and pumpkins. I know I told you that a couple weeks ago. And so we are going to be picking those probably this week or next weekend. Now that it's mid-September, that's when they really start to die back, when we get the cool evenings. And anyway, he has learned that he has to be very careful when he harvests them, because I get really mad when they have super cute curly stems and stuff, and then he throws them in the wheelbarrow and then they crack off. So he has learned over the years that that is a no-no, that we have to keep the cute curly stems. All right, so see how I'm just sort of adding some whimsical fun here? We're not going to do it like to every single one, but it just kind of adds just some fun detail, because you don't want it to be plain. So I've trimmed those up. We'll add those so they're kind of sticking out. Okay, and then these look just kind of fun and curly. So these ones are cut out of Mossy Meadow cardstock. And again, I will have all of that linked at the end so you'll know exactly what I used. And we'll just tuck that in like that. Oh yes, it's coming together. All right. And this one, you know what? I think I'm going to cut this one. I'm going to cut this so it looks different. You don't want them all to be exactly the same. So I'm going to cut this one so that it doesn't have that double thing going on. And I'll cut it in half. And we will attach this. Let's attach that there. And we can have this other one maybe going downward. What do you think? So this is crumb cake cardstock. And we'll have that one going down. Okay, seriously, this is totally coming together. Should we leave that one together? No, I think we'll cut that one apart again. The one that's together will be in the middle there. All right. So like I said, we are going to be moving my son into college. And so who knows, maybe we won't have time to pick these this weekend. But I have got to go get my mums and pull out all my other pots. What about you guys? Have you guys already bought all your mums? Right now, Costco has all of their beautiful mums in. And so I always go and buy some, but I wait until September is really in full swing. Okay, so I'm going to nestle that one in there so it goes with that pumpkin. Do you see that? But I always have to test it first and see if it's going to work. So I put some hot glue on there, and I'm going to jam it down in there. Cute, cute, cute. And then I broke that like that on purpose because I really love it when it's a little bit different. So I'm going to trim this just a little bit shorter, and we'll stick this one up there. See, I don't mind if the stuff sticks off. You kind of want it to have some dimension. I like it when it goes off the page, just like when I'm stamping. Okay, and we'll stick this one in there. Actually, again, I like that when it has that little notch on there. So I will leave it that way and have that part be sticking up. Okay, guys, this is so cute. And maybe we'll stick this one kind of at an angle. Should we do that? They're not always sticking straight up. We have some of the weirdest gourds come out of our garden, and I love them all. Okay, do you see it coming together? Oh my word, so cute. Okay, I think that's all we need. Oh, whoops, this one fell off. I didn't have enough glue on it, maybe. Let's tuck that in there. Re-glue. Okay, the glue was still wet, so it stayed. Perfect. Okay, so now what we're gonna do before I can glue any of these leaves on is we need to make some ground, obviously. So I have some moss. All right, so I have massive piles of moss that I have had for years. This one here is just this classic Spanish moss from the Dollar Tree. And thanks, Chris. Okay, what I'm gonna do is just pull some out, and honestly, you do not need much. Okay, so see how we're just gonna squish this in and glue it down. So I don't want a ton. Like if you have a ton, it's just gonna be craziness. So actually I might not even want this. And I thought that it would be nice to kind of have a little bit of green as well. So it's a little bit of color combo. See? Yes, this is very messy. Okay, and then we'll glue that down just with the hot glue and make some ground. Okay, and then I will take all of these little leaves and make like some little leaf, you know, piles over here and over here. You see how that's coming together? So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to do our hanger. So I'm going to take your pick tool and punch this through where the holes are. And see, then I can find where the holes are. And we will make holes. Okay, so now I can put a hanger in there. And what I'm going to use for our hanger is our gorgeous diamond weave ribbon. But you're gonna love this. I got this idea from the Stampin' Up catalog, actually. We're gonna put it on here. I need a little bit extra so I can tie knots. So I'm gonna cut it at about here. But look at what we're gonna do. I have a massive disaster going on here. Okay, what we're gonna do to make it like really shabby and thinner is we're actually going to cut it down the middle. So it's making a thinner ribbon, but what I love about this is that it makes the edge all, what do you call it? I mean, I keep saying shabby, but it's like unfinished, you know? Raw edge. So we're trimming it all the way. So there's a sample of this technique in the catalog. And now I have two pieces of way thinner ribbon. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it through the holes like that. And hope that I can grab it. Keep pushing Oh, it's coming. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to pull it through and tie a knot. I wanted the knot on the front because I think that that looks kind of hairy and shabby. I like it that way. Okay, and then we'll pull it tight like that. Isn't that so fun? Okay, so now we're going to do it on this side. If I can jam it through here. Nope, I need a little bit more jamming. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to tie a knot on this side. And even if you don't actually hang it from somewhere, it just looks super cute to have the hanging thing. Now, if this is too long for you, just don't cut it quite as big, you know, like tie your knot down here a little bit and trim it off. But I'll leave it this way for now. Okay, so that's your hanging thing. Then I'm going to attach this with the hot glue and the leaves, and I will have the finished project. But I didn't want to bore you with all of that. I will show you the other one that I made. Okay, I'm going to pull this away since it's so messy. And I will glue that together as soon as I get off here, and then I'll post a picture. Okay, so here is my other finished one. What do you think? So this is what it looks like when all of the moss is glued down. And then I glued down the different leaves, and I put some over here. The other thing I did that I will add at the end is I used some of our linen thread, and I tied it around the stems, and then I frayed it. I tried to peel it apart as much as I could to kind of make it sort of frayed looking. Can you see that? Okay, and do you see how this one looks kind of like a gourd? So this one used some of these other ribbons. I absolutely love our new gingham. But, and then this paper here is from the paper that we used last week to make the acorns. It's the Beauty of the Earth wood grain. And it's just totally different than this one. This one is a little bit more, it doesn't look quite as real. You know, like this one actually looks like wood. But it was just a different color combo. And I thought it would be fun to just try something with some different colors. So that is today's project. So as soon as I finish that, I will, I'll get it all done and I will post it. So let me pull you back up. So, did you love it? I have had that project sitting on my desk for like, I don't know, like 3 weeks, waiting for kind of a little bit more pumpkin-y weather so that I could show it to you. So, I hope you enjoyed that. This is something that I'm going to be able to just add to like a little tiered tray, or maybe in my front entry or on a little shelf, something like that. And who knows, maybe this just came to me. Maybe I'll add like a little fall tag here on the side or something like that. I'm going to have to think about that. So that's it. So I would love it if you would spread the love with your friends. That really would mean a lot to me. And if you do that, I will put you in a little drawing I give away little card packets. So, in fact, Carol was the one who got that a couple weeks ago. Anyway, that is it for today. I will be back later this week with another fun thing for fall. And I don't know, pretty soon here, we're going to have to start working on Christmas crafts. I'm not quite mentally ready. So we'll stick with fall for a little while longer. So I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon, okay? And remember that you were made to create. Thanks. Bye.